Hello everyone, I'm Laurentiu
And I'm Alexandra.
and we are Master Certified Ascension Coaches with Twin Flame Universe.
And today we want to talk about cord cutting and how this works on the twin flame journey. So let's discuss what is cord cutting and why people generally feel attracted to the idea of cord cutting, especially when it comes to the twin flame. The idea of cord cutting is like a ritual that you do to essentially cut the cord between you and a person. This is like you saying you don't want to have a connection with this person anymore, and you are trying to essentially cut that relationship, that connection, and let it go, right? And to be honest, like I'm not very well versed into the details of how this works. That's not what I have done ever in my life, right? But I just know the semantics well enough to explain them in this video and to share why, well, with your twin flame, if you attempt to do cord cutting, it won't actually work and it might actually cause some like not so good effects on your journey and what to do instead of cord cutting.
Yeah, because when it comes to that, cord cutting means that you want to separate yourself from something. And when it comes to just thinking of the definition of twin flames, your twin flame, it is you. So cutting yourself out of your own life doesn't really work out. You may try out and you may think, okay, well, my twin flame is not somebody, is not me. Well, then either that's not your twin flame, either you don't see twin flames correctly, because once you see twin flames correctly, you understand that it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you can't really cut this connection because it's a part of yourself. Like your twin flame is you, it's your mirror. It's kind of like trying to cut your shadow. Like you won't be ever able to do that because it's a natural result of you existing. You exist, so therefore you have a twin flame, right? So it's not like, again, like it's not something that you can just simply cut, right? But why do people feel attracted to the cord cutting, Laurentiu? When do people start thinking about cord cutting and like why do they feel like this might be a good idea?
Yeah. Well, people usually feel like this because they start to feel very uncomfortable. They just generally feel very bad. They have a lot of feelings. They feel like their twin flame has done all of these things that made them feel bad, and then they don't know how to deal with them. And when they don't know how to deal with them, they think that the best way is to get them out of the life rather than actually deal with them. Because usually they don't know how to deal with it, and that's usually how it happens. If you don't know how to deal with it, you will try to think of ways to cut it off, which won't happen, but that's usually the problem. But learning how to deal with it will help you overcome those feelings, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. So the healthy approach here, instead of cord cutting, when it comes to your twin flame journey, it's actually learning how to move through the challenges that the relationship presents, like on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, on a psychological level, physical level, from all levels. You will want to like learn how to deal with this, and it is like the healthiest way that you can approach. Like again, just cutting things off generally doesn't work, and it's not like a thing like it doesn't work with twin flames, but generally, like if you cut away like relationships from your life or situations without properly ending them, like you leave unresolved things usually within yourself about that. Like you can cut away people from your life very easily. It's so easily just block and move on, but those feelings within you still remain within you, right? And I think that this is like why people kind of resort to cord cutting in an attempt that those feelings would go away. But you have to see like the feelings that you have, they're not really others' responsibilities. And yeah, maybe they are triggered by other people or your twin flame. But again, like these feelings are pointing to something deeper within yourself that needs attention, that needs your love, that needs to not be cut, but needs to be understood, looked at, and then properly addressed, right? So I would want for you to just have this change of perspective, this change of mentality when it comes to twin flames and core cutting. And instead of trying to, because this is like a runner type of behavior, right? So if you experience kind of runner chaser, right, which doesn't really exist, but if you experience this and you see like your twin flame is running and you want to cut cords, well, this is you also running from the feelings that you have inside about the connection, right? So again, this is not, unfortunately, it's not a quick fix, and quick fixes generally do not work in the twin flame journey. You really need to be willing to dive deep into yourself and do the self-love necessary, the healing work necessary with the mirror exercise we recommend to really have the results here. And again, it might be like a process, right? Like facing these, painful things within you, or challenging things that happen between you and your twin flame. I understand that it's not easy, right? And it's not just like, it's not something that it's, rainbows and butterflies and haha, hee hee, it's a walk in the park kind of thing. It will require, some hard work. But the more that you, I think, like accept, this, the more that you understand this is part of the process, the more at least you have like a resistance to looking at these things, and have just self-acceptance with the process and what it is required for you to have success and to achieve your twin flame union.
Yep. So if you really are serious about this and you want to really have your union, you have to look at these things. You cannot avoid them. You're never going to get to your union by trying to run away from it, by trying to cut cords, by trying to go to shortcuts. There's no shortcut to your union. You just have to do the work, do the mirror exercise, heal stuff, and you're going to be able to come together with your twin flame like we are now together.
Exactly. This is not just because we're special or we have done like some magic rituals or won the lottery or something like that. It is because we have done some work in order
not just some work.
Yes, the work necessary for us to be together. And yes, our journey looks differently, but the work itself is the same, like being willing to face your inner demons, right? So to say, the fears, the wounds, in order for you to really have a more peaceful relationship with your twin flame, a stable relationship, a long-lasting relationship, right? So you may be going through a lot of pain or a lot of challenges. That's okay, but don't let yourself be, tempted by the idea of a quick fix like core cutting, because it won't really work with your twin flame.
Yep, don't work. So better just focus on what actually works, what actually will help you to feel good right now, rather than trying to run away from the feelings. We promise you, by focusing on the good feeling, you're actually going to start to feel, focusing on the feelings and healing them, you're going to start to feel better right now. You don't have to worry about anything else than focusing on them. So we have done a video on mirror exercise. We should have it on our channel. Also, we have other materials, plus we can help you personally through it. If you have challenges moving through the mirror exercise, we are coaches, as I said at the beginning, and we can help you overcome these things. And we have helped people so far, and they always experience the same thing, a lot more peace after having a session with us.
Yep. Good. So this is it from us on the cord cutting topic. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a like, leave us a comment. What did you think? What are your thoughts on this? And see you in the next video.